It is Thursday. That means we have a vet here to answer your pet questions. So if you have a problem with your pet, you can give us a call right now. The number is 460-KJRH. Dr. Joe Landers is here to answer your questions, and he's brought Emmy along this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yes, Emmy is about 5 months old, and she is sort of a Rottweiler cross of some sort. She has a tail, and and I was telling someone she's really not getting a lot bigger. We've had her for a little while. She is a nice little dog, but she
seems like it.
Yeah, but she's not a pack leader. She's trying to blend in right now because she's not sure what's going on. But once you get her around, and she's actually very good with the other dogs because she's been kind of raised with the other puppies and stuff.
But kind of sweet and shy.
She really is. She really is. She's a good little dog, and like I told him up front, she's learning her leash rather well. Although sometimes she pretends like she forgets and just sits there, but she knows it. So, but nice little dog. She's not going to be a 50-pounder. I mean, I think she'll be right around there probably, but not much over if at all. So.
And where can folks find Emmy?
Yep, she's over at Heritage, and the phone number over there is 627-8575 or animalaid.org on the net.
All right, good deal. Let's go to the phones. First up, we have Karen in Tulsa. Good morning, Karen.
Well, good morning. My question is, I have a cat. She's 3 years old, and she pulls her hair out.
Yep.
I've tried changing foods, but nothing seems to help.
Yep, there's two reasons cats pull their hair out, either medical or psychological. And I'll tell people if it's medical, like fleas or allergies, then that needs to be addressed with, an anti-inflammatory or, like an anti-flea medicine. If it's what we call psychogenic, which is the same reason that people bite their nails, okay, that they're nervous or something, then you need to figure out why that is. And you and your veterinarian can kind of talk about that. Usually it has to do with other animals, that the cats a lot of times are nomadic, so when others are around they get a little nervous and they do that. So, but yeah, sit down and talk with them about it, because if it is psychogenic, a lot of times you just have to talk and you'll figure out a way to kind of help ease their fears and anxiety. It's really an anxiety.
Sure. All right, let's go to Lisa in Tulsa. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
Hi.
Dr. Joe.
Yes.
We adopted, from the pound, we adopted a standard poodle about 6 months ago. And we've had two incidences with him, and it's his back legs just kind of collapse and they start shaking, and it's happened twice.
Yeah.
Do you have any answers for that?
My first thought is, especially if it's not an old dog, and it starts shaking, and then is the dog normal afterwards, kind of gets up after a while and does okay?
I'm sorry?
Does the dog do okay after a little while? Does it kind of shakes and then gets up and goes on?
Yes, it lasts for maybe about 2 minutes.
Yep, I believe what you're probably describing is a seizure, and a lot of times if they're young, and poodles do have epilepsy, there can be some other causes. So you want to go in and talk to your veterinarian. Usually we draw some blood, make sure it's not their liver or their kidneys, and then we also kind of talk about it, kind of document it, and then decide about medication and stuff. Because I always tell this story to people. Julius Caesar was an epileptic. He would fall down, have a fit, and he ruled an empire. So it's not something to be totally scared of. It is something to keep a watch of and then kind of figure out what medication's needed. A lot of times that doesn't sound like a terrible seizure, but it is something you want to keep on top of, because they can get worse, and so you'll need to medicate for that.
Yeah, still would be frightening to see an animal going through that for sure.
I'll tell people it is awful to watch that, so, and I understand. So.
Let's go to Brian in Eufaula. Good morning, Brian. What's your question? Brian, are you there?
Hi.
If you'd like to...
I think Brian left us.
Sorry.
I don't think the operator has a question, so who do we have? Jacqueline from Skiatook. Jacqueline, are you there?
Hello, how are you?
Good. What's your question?
I have a Nemex 2 canine wormer that I was told was safe to use on my outside cats as long as I used it 1 milliliter per 5 pounds. And I wanted to find out what the frequency is. How often should I treat them with this?
Usually we deworm about once a month, especially outside, because they'll be re-exposed to a lot of parasites and stuff, and that's about right. And you do it about once a month or so. Sometimes a little bit less in the winter. We do it as they need it, when they're inside. But once a month is the frequency on that. So.
All right, good deal. Absolutely. Dr. Landers is here every Thursday to answer your pet questions.